Kerrod here at the Joondalup Resort, and today I'm going to be giving you one simple alignment trick that could change your golf game. Let's get into it. Now, one of the biggest issues that we see from day to day is poor alignment with players when they come for a golf lesson. And a lot of the time, it's simply due to the way that they approach the golf ball in their pre-shot routine. So today, I'm going to give you a simple little tactic that you can use to ensure that you're giving yourself the best chance of getting that ball started on your intended line. Now, first things first, the one thing that matters the most in the address position of where we align any piece of our body or the club is the club face. This thing right here, well, the ball's generally going to start on line with where this is aiming. So knowing that, now we need to implement part of that into our pre-shot routine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through a bit of a routine that you can implement straight away that's going to help you with your alignment. So starting off, if I'm standing back and behind the golf ball and I'm hitting out in direction of this bunker over here, what I would do is I would stand back and behind the golf ball and I would draw a visual line from this bunker back down to the golf ball. And what we're going to do here is we're going to pick out an intermediate target. An intermediate target meaning something about 6 inches in front. Now this can be a blade of grass, it can be a discoloration. Just make sure you're not picking something too obvious like a big leaf or a rock or something like that, because sometimes you'll start to err on the side of aiming towards that object rather than your actual intended line. So pick something small, pick something precise. So standing back and behind the golf ball, I've got my visual target line. I can see myself, there's a bit of a brown spot a few inches in front of the golf ball. So now what I'm going to do with 2 hands on the golf club, I know that that intermediate target is directly on line with my main target. I'm going to walk in and lay the club face down first. Now notice, when I'm setting up to this golf ball, my body is still open relative to the target. What we see with most players is they will tend to close themselves off. So for the right-hander, they'll be aiming far to the right. Now, what happens over time after you've aiming so far to the right, be it other factors in your golf swing like your grip, but it can encourage you to start to swing over the top to subconsciously, through hand-eye coordination, redirect the golf ball back online. So this little alignment technique that I'm telling you, well, this is a great way of ensuring at least the club face is in check first. So once again, standing back and behind, I've got an intermediate target. I'm walking in. You'll notice that my body is open relative to the target. I'm going to square the club face with that, then take my stance. Now, at the end of the day, the body doesn't matter too much of where you alignment. However, it does if you set your body first. The main reason being, if I stand behind and I walk in and my target is that bunker, and I walk in and I look at that bunker and I set my feet first, what feels like I'm actually aiming at that bunker as I put the club down, well, now my club face is going to be preset to the right. The main reason being is when we walk in and we set our body first, we have a tilted eye line, so we get a skewed perspective of where that target actually is. And then we're naturally going to set up with our actual feet aligning at the bunker. Now, the golf club sits a distance away from our body. So if I was then to take and move that golf club behind the ball, well, before I know it, that golf club is aiming far too out to the right of the target. And that's going to cause some issues down the line with where my ball's going to start. So we're going to start behind. We've got our intermediate target. We're going to walk in. We're going to line that club face up first, have another look at our target, and then simply just get comfortable to a square club face, not to our target. Now what you'll notice is my body, well, it's relatively open compared to where I was previously. And the main reason being is when I look down at this club face, I can see the straight edge of that club there, and I'm just setting my body what feels perpendicular or comfortable to that. You don't have to get too precise with it, but what you'll find is that you'll get reasonably comfortable just looking at that club face and then setting your body from there. Now, the next important thing to check that you are indeed actually aimed at your target is the way that you tilt your head. And this is the big key here. If I look over my shoulder, my eye line starts to tilt to level. And once again, that's going to give me a skewed perspective of where I'm actually aiming. From this position here, what I actually want to do is I want to tilt my head on its axis towards the target. So I'm keeping my eye line on this plane, tilting towards the target. And now what I can see is I can see the bunker out in the distance, and that matches up relative to my alignment. And that will ensure that I'm giving myself the best chance of getting that ball started on line with my intended target. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe, comment below if you yourself do anything in your pre-shot routine that ensures that you give yourself a good chance at getting that ball started on your intended line. I'm Kerrod, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.